made it to work. It's raining outside. Luckily, the whole time I walked, it did not rain. A little chilly, but that's okay. I didn't get rained on. I didn't melt into the ground like I'm sure some of you think I should. All right. Today we're going to talk about this little meme that I saw. And I'm sure most of you saw it floating around on Facebook. 3 ways to fail. 1, complain about everything. 2, blame others for your problems. 3, never be grateful. We probably all have been guilty of this at one time or another, although some people tend to have mastered this as an art form, and others of us feel badly when we realize we've done this. So one thing I've learned about depression, whether it's me or someone else, number 1, complain about everything. We tend to complain about everything. Now, our complaints in our mind may be legitimate. I absolutely agree. It may be legitimate, but here's the deal. If we just complain about everything and we don't look for the things to appreciate, then we give ourselves cause to be depressed. We give ourselves permission to be depressed. And we are the makers of our world. So, I mean, oh my gosh, there are people in some horrific situations that smile through the whole thing, and that's because they're choosing not to complain. It doesn't mean we should never complain, but there's a difference, I think, between stating the facts, stating the situation as it is, and complaining, droning. To me, complaining is droning. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, it's raining. Oh, it's just always, so just stop. Just stop and look for the things to be appreciative of. For instance, and I'm really trying hard not to bring other people in, so I'm going to use myself as an example, not because I'm all that, but because I'm using myself as an example. This summer, I worked at a summer camp where we had no electricity in our cabins, no light in our cabins, no heat in our cabins. This is Alaska, and if you're not from here, it's freaking cold. So now the lodge where I was the head cook, head chef, that had electricity and heat, and actually it didn't have heat, but I'd get the grills going and the griddle going and the ovens going and be nice and toasty warm in there. And there was heat in the dining area. But anyway, I was having a great time. Was it cold? Oh yeah. I slept under a negative 40-degree sleeping bag and 2 quilts. And I was still a little chilly. I did that, and I had a Mr. Buddy I kept in my cabin with me. So, and I didn't like not having electricity. I would use my laptop to watch television. I'd watch movies, whatever. And my laptop battery sucks. So after an hour and a half to 2 hours, I was done. If I wasn't asleep by then, I was just out of luck. And I had to remember to charge my laptop up every day. I'd take it into the kitchen with me, plug it in, and let it charge. So I could have just focused on the hardships, but I chose to focus on the fun that I was having. And I loved that job. I would go back and do it in a heartbeat. It was hard. It's really long hours. If you ever choose to work at a summer camp or any kind of a campground like that, any kind of a camp, kids camp, you're working at minimum 14-hour days, usually 17-hour days. And you do not get paid for working those many hours. If you break it down, I know if I was lucky, I was making $5 an hour. Now, they do include, they're not charging you to put you up. They're not charging you for food. And the staff gets to eat all they want. It's not just 3 meals. At least when I was the head cook, I made sure the staff always had snacks and leftovers that were accessible to them. So, it's really hard work, and I was tired, and oh my gosh, but it was so much fun that I didn't focus on the rain and the cold and the fact that I didn't have electricity or heat in my cabin, and the cabin had holes in it, and not the kind of holes where, like, I couldn't put my fist in them, but cracks, where the lumber comes together when you make a cabin, little cracks where it had settled over time. So I could complain about, oh, I hate this, it's cold, I have to walk from my cabin to the kitchen in the rain, and it's just insane, and I have to work with a coat on, but it wasn't. It's what I chose to focus on was the fun that I had and interacting with the kids. It was a great experience. I would recommend this to anyone. So now, I am guilty of complaining. I'm guilty of complaining and focusing on the bad. There are some things that there's no good come of it, and that's okay, that's justified, but you can't live and waller in the complaints. You've got to find the positive. You've got to. I'm going through this separation, and I could tell you all the bad things about him, and I could tell you all the negative things that he has done, but I'm choosing to take this time to become a better me. And I'm choosing to take this time to work on myself. And I'm putting a positive spin on this. And that's how I'm choosing to go forward. And therefore, I'm finding I'm not as depressed as often when I just choose not to complain. Okay, number 2, blame others for your problems. This is one thing that really makes me nuts, especially people going through a breakup. They bitch and complain and carrying on about their ex. And you know what, honey? You chose him or her. You chose that person. And there are always red flags. Always. And I just choose to look at, this person can't be totally bad, or I would not have picked this person. Was this person okay for me in the long run? No. But I still picked this person. I have to take ownership in the breakup of my relationship. I have to take ownership that I allowed this person to do certain things. And I have to take ownership in my being hurt was my fault because I ignored red flags. I did not stand up for myself and say, you're not going to do this. And I did say those things, but I don't think I meant them because I didn't demand it. I didn't stand up for myself with my back straight and say, this is how it's going to be. This is what you need to do if you want this relationship to continue. And if you don't, this relationship will not continue. I never said those words. Now we're talking about reconciling, and I've said those words very loud. And I know that, and I know, though, that for me to mean them, I have to make changes in myself. I have to accept responsibility for my happiness and for what I do and for what I allow in my life. And, I even had to take responsibility for the crap my dad was doing to me, just the yelling and the bitching and the blaming and what he does. I had to take responsibility for that at 43 years old when I finally kicked him out of my life for good. I take full responsibility for that because after I was 18, I had a choice. And we continue to let these negative, soul-sucking people into our lives. That's our fault. It's not theirs. These people that hurt us over and over again, they're not lying to us. They showed their true colors, and we chose to let them back into our lives. We made that choice. I am responsible for all the negative people in my life because I do not kick them out of my life. I am responsible for that. I'm responsible for the hurt that I am given when somebody hurts me over and over and over again. I am responsible for that. I need to take action. It's true. It's a cliche, but it's true. You cannot change others. You can only change you and how you react to it. You can only control yourself. That is all you can do. My God, you can't even control a 3-year-old, let alone an adult. So I really want to make those 2 points. Okay, number 3, never be grateful. We all know those people that are never grateful. It is so sad. And I think people in depression, I don't think they're grateful. And I'm including myself. We're grateful for a short while. People suffering from severe depression, sometimes we need to be taken in by others. We need financial help, physical help, mental help. And we're grateful for a season. We're grateful for a moment, but then we slip right back into that depression. So I think in learning how not to complain about everything and accepting blame, accepting fault, I don't like, it's not blame or fault, responsibility, accepting responsibility for the crap in our lives and being great. And then I think that will make us more grateful long term. I think that will make us grateful long term, because even if we are grateful, if we're all depressed and pouting and complaining, people aren't going to feel that gratuity. They're not going to feel how we feel. They're not going to feel that we're grateful, we're thankful. They're not going to feel that. They're just going to know that we're complaining and, oh my gosh, I helped you out of this. Can you smile for half a minute? So keep that in mind. I really, I love these memes. You're going to see me post a lot of them. I love them, and print them out and put them on your refrigerator, put them on your mirror, and look at them and take them to heart. Take them to heart. Tomorrow we're going to talk about writing a mission statement for yourself. Companies have mission statements, but I think we as individuals need mission statements, and I wrote one, and I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read mine to you tomorrow. Right now, I've got to go exercise, so have a great day, and I will see you on the flip side. See you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. There will always be haters. There will be doubters. There will be non-believers. And then there will be you proving them wrong.